Hello everybody, welcome to a new Advent Calendar series project, and today I'm going to make another greeting card. And for that I am cutting down a piece of pattern paper to the size I want. I'm going to use cardstock and an envelope that I bought with the right size, so it's B6 and C6 cardstock and envelope, and it's already scored to fold, which I like a lot. But I needed some other paper on top, and I'm using my X-Acto knife, ruler and craft mat to cut the pieces of paper that I want. And today I want to stay more of a natural, with more of a natural look of a card. So I use this dark brown pattern paper, and I'm going to use a cream cardstock, heavy cardstock on top. So I'm cutting that cardstock to the size I need as well. And again, if you can use pieces of cardstock like pre-cut, if you can buy that somehow for a reasonable price, go ahead. I don't have it. I don't mind cutting my paper to the size I want. It's quite individual. So also all of the supplies that I'm using in today's project are, as always, in the description box below and also on my blog, where you can see high resolution photos as well as all the materials that I used. So I'm going to use that cream cardstock as a background to the brown pattern paper, and I'm also going to use it on top of the pattern paper, so I have a repetition which makes it nicer to the eye. And I'm just trying to figure out what size I want this upper cream pattern paper to be. So I'm using my brown pattern paper as a guideline, size-wise, and I'm just cutting the upper part of the cardstock as well. Simple as that. And the lines on my mat actually help with remembering the size of what I want to cut down without always needing to make markers with my pencil on any backside of pattern paper or whatever. So I really like this green mat down there. It served me well so far. So I'm just giving it a try, lining up all of the papers, seeing how it looks, and I'm quite happy with it. So I put away all of my cutting material and I am moving on to stamping. So this is a very new stamp. I'm going to use it for the first time with some gold ink. And before I go on my pattern paper for real, I'm giving it a try. I want to see how it works, how much pressure I need to apply to make a good impression of something. I always do that with stamps that are new, that I don't know how they behave. So I always have a piece of scrap paper somewhere. So I'm inking up the stamp again, and I really like those lines of stars that could be in a window or something. I think they're a window decoration. I really liked them when I saw the stamps. And it's like classic Christmassy ornament decoration, so I wouldn't get sick of it after a couple of weeks or years using it. So I really didn't mind buying those quite expensive stamps. And they are of really super quality, high quality, easy to clean, so I did not mind buying that stamp. I messed up the first try just because I stamped the pattern more than once. And in the end, I just turned the cardstock and stamped those 3 lines of stars only once. It looks a bit empty for now, but there will be more on the card and it won't look empty anymore. I don't like it when it's too busy, too crowded. So I'm just thinking about how I will incorporate all the other materials that I want to use. And I'm starting off with this sticker of a gift tag. I'm trying to decide which ones I want to use. I think I know by now, so I'm just putting it aside, assembling the card to the point where I can use that sticker on the left. So I'm cutting the right size of this green ribbon and I assemble all of my paper pieces. And I decided not having everything like down the middle, but moving the papers a bit to the left, lining them up on the left side to just have another pattern of putting things down. Very many people line everything up in the middle, and somehow I like those not symmetrical card paper piecing a bit better this year. It's not all the same like on every card. For some things that I stamp, for some images or for some patterns, I like it more when there's something round or when it's like down the middle. But with this one, I didn't mind to do an asymmetrical card there. And I had that little bulb in my cream cardstock. Maybe I nicked it with my fingernail or pushed it too hard against the part of maybe my scissors or the table. So I did remove a teeny tiny bit of the lower cardstock, like the cream cardstock, just to get rid of that piece of nicked cardstock. And now that it didn't matter, by the way, you can't really say if I had 0.5 millimeter more paper there beforehand. So I just did cut that olive ribbon to a size that I need, and I take some embroidery thread. I do have a couple of those, not too many, but they're pretty helpful with card making. And I'm just tying that thread around the green ribbon to make it look like I tied a knot into the ribbon, although I don't. I could have, but then I would have needed tons and tons of foam squares to have the tag sticker that is like on the left part of the screen sitting on top of the ribbon. So having a thread or a tiny yarn, something that ties that ribbon together and make it look like there was a bow is actually easier. And you could use any color, just you won't see the embroidery thread. It will be covered up. It's just for giving the ribbon a nice shape in the middle. So I am just putting some double-faced adhesive tape down on the back of my cardstock. And I'm also fixing and holding the ribbon in place in the same step. And that tape that I'm using is pretty strong, so it can hold both the cards and the ribbon in place for centuries to come. So I can use them in one go. I'm just removing the covering part of the of the tape. And then I'm lining up the card to my grid again, and I'm pretty much trying to figure out the center, and I'm putting down the cardstock together with the ribbon. So now it's time to have a final check for which sticker I'm going to use, and I'm staying with the scallop one. I'm just inking it with some gold ink to have it look a bit more like the cardstock and the stamped stars there. It's just, also the gold in the ribbon, you just have something where you have a repeated color, so it's nicer to the eye. That's all. That's why I'm doing that. So I let it dry for like 30 seconds, and I'm then stamping another sentiment there with my very dark olive green. And the sentiment is a silicone stamp from my Christmas sentiment stamp set that I showed you in the haul video. And it says Advent Advent, which is, I guess, the same in German and English. And I'm just stamping it down. It's kind of like Christmassy, but not like over the place, like too much of Christmas, which I like a lot. So I'm on the back side of the sticker. I am putting down some foam squares because that sticker will sit on top of the ribbon, and there's quite some space that I need to cover to have the sticker sit on the cardstock in the end. So that's why I use the foam squares, just putting it down, just not to have smudges all over. I'm using my tweezers to push down on that sticker. And I really like the outcome, especially the part of the sticker together with the ribbon. I like it a lot. It almost looks like a button. So I'm having those gold star stickers like forever, at least 2 or 3 years. You can see I use quite a bit of them. And I'm choosing the right size for all of the stars that are on that stamp, and I'm just covering them up with the sticker stars. And you can, the stamped part is not really like covered up all the way in the end. It almost looks like a shadow of the sticker or something, because the stickers are just a tiny bit smaller than the stamp. So it has a nice effect. So I'm covering up all of the stars because I did like the stamp, but it looked a bit too faded for me in comparison to the green ribbon and the dark brown pattern paper. It just looked a bit, well, flat, I guess is the right word to use here. It takes a while to put down all of the right sized stars, and those tweezers are really helpful for that because those things are tiny. Even for my tiny fingers, they are so tiny, and I don't want them to stick all over my fingers and lose their adhesive there. I want them to stick on the page or on the cardstock paper. so that's why I use the tweezers. It makes it way more easy. So now that I have all of the stars done on the upper part, I'm just putting down one more on the Advent the sticker, just to have a connection there. And then I'm using my golden glitter pen to go like kind of like a faux stitch, but then again not, all over the scallop sticker, as well as all of the ribbons of the star stamp, and also around the upper cream cardstock in a faux stitch manner as well. And that pretty much sums up today's card. I hope you got inspired and liked what you saw. If you have any questions, please let me know. Again, all of the supplies that I used on this project are in the description box below, as well as in my blog, together with some high-resolution photos of today's project. I hope I see you tomorrow with the newest Advent calendar video. And I thank you very much for watching. If you liked that video, please give me a thumbs up. It helps a lot. And otherwise, I'm going to see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Go create. Take good care. Goodbye.